Hello everyone, Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Today I'm doing a video update on when AT&T will stop supporting shared shortcodes. So for those of you that don't know, a shared shortcode, well, a shortcode is 5 to 6 digit number. A shared shortcode is when multiple businesses are using the same 5 to 6 digit phone number. The alternative is a dedicated shortcode, which means that each business is using their own shortcode. So now that we got that out of the way, what am I talking about? AT&T back in October 30th, 2018, today it's March 25th, 2019, AT&T said, we are going to stop supporting shared shortcodes. Everybody in the industry freaked out because a lot of small businesses, organizations, they use shared shortcodes. So we reached out to AT&T, got a little clarification on when this was going to happen. When we did the original video, which I'll link to below, they said that they were going to announce. Now, what's interesting is there's a bunch of different moving parts. They're not just going to stop supporting shared shortcodes. What they're going to do is they're going to stop supporting, well, actually first they're going to start supporting 10 DLC messaging, which is 10-digit long code messaging for A to P, application to person. So that means now those organizations, those small businesses, they can use a 10-digit phone number. Not right now, but in the future they will be supported. Right now, the only wireless carrier that supports A to P 10 DLC messaging is Verizon. That just happened recently. So what AT&T is doing is they're going to first announce and start supporting 10 DLC messaging. So then they're going to give a 3-month window, grace period, which I think is very nice of them, for those people that are on a shared shortcode to move over to a 10 DLC number. So let's say your shared shortcode is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to have to move to a number that has 10 digits instead of 5 or 6 digits, but it will be your own number. So that's what's happening right now. So why am I doing this update video? Well, in the original video, we said that, and this came from AT&T, but obviously things change in our industry, especially with technology. They said that in February 2019, they were going to announce when the 10 DLC program would be rolling out, and that would start essentially the 3-month window for kind of the grace period for moving off of shared shortcodes. So the new information, which I just got today from my source at AT&T, is they said that late Q2 2019, so late Q2 means about May, June, they are going to announce the rollout of 10 DLC. So it seems like it's taken a little longer than expected, which always happens in technology, but that's okay. Late Q2, May, June, they're going to announce the rollout of 10 DLC numbers so that people can start moving their traffic from a shared shortcode over to a 10-digit phone number. And then that is usually when, or that's what I've been told, is when the 3-month grace period will start for the termination, essentially, or them not supporting shared shortcodes. So if I look at my calendar here, I'm thinking July, August, that's when AT&T will finally say, we are stopping support of shared shortcodes. So the big question right now is, okay, we know a little bit more on the date, but what do I do if you're currently using a shared shortcode? Okay, so number one, if you're a small business, a organization that cannot afford a dedicated shortcode, what I would do at this point is still remain on the shared shortcode and just wait. The only option right now is if every one of your subscribers was on Verizon, you could move to a 10-digit phone number. Unfortunately, though, it's only Verizon that's supporting 10 DLC right now, so it causes some problems because if you moved all of your shared shortcode traffic to a long code, well, really at this point, A to P messaging is only supported by Verizon. It's not supported by AT&T or the other wireless carriers, but shared shortcodes are. So I would keep your traffic, if you can't afford a dedicated shortcode, I would keep your traffic on a on a shared shortcode and just wait until AT&T announces this. After they announce it and it's available, then you have AT&T and Verizon, and I guarantee during that period there'll be some of the other wireless carriers, and AT&T might announce some other wireless carriers are rolling it out with them. I thought that was the original plan for all wireless carriers to do it at the same time. That would make the most sense, but obviously they have different timetables. So I would stick to your shared short code right now if you cannot afford dedicated short code. If you can afford dedicated short code, and maybe you should have been on a dedicated short code from day one, but hey, shared short code, it's relatively free almost. I would be moving your traffic as soon as possible to a dedicated short code. Dedicated short codes take a little bit of time to provision, to get right, to switch out your advertising. So if you are on a shared short code right now, because of the fact that really they're going to announce late Q2 and then they're going to give you a 3-month grace period, that's about enough time to really transition your messaging over to a dedicated short code. I would obviously do that right now. That's hopefully where the industry goes. Again, these are moving deadlines. Things happen in our industry. These wireless carriers like AT&T and Verizon are huge companies with huge infrastructures. It's not easy. They can't just switch it on one day and say, hey, it's ready. So I understand why the date gets pushed back or things change. But this is what I'm hearing from our sources at AT&T. Again, Verizon has already rolled out their 10 DLC product, so that is available, but unfortunately, it's not available on any other wireless carrier. So if you're on a shared short code, I would stick to a shared short code unless you can afford the dedicated short code. That would be the thing to do, and I would start making those plans as soon as possible. If you haven't started, I would do so right now. Again, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. This is an update video on when AT&T will stop supporting shared short codes. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thanks, everyone.